Welcome back, guys. I'm Shift, and I'm going to talk about the helper assist spring on the clutch and why I want to remove it. So for those of you that drive a manual BRZ or 86, you'll know that factory, it actually came with a helper assist spring. If you didn't know, well, basically behind the clutch pedal itself, if you look under the steering wheel and the footwell, there is a spring that helps push back the clutch after you release it. If you're like me and you've driven older cars, none of the older cars have this, at least not a majority of them. And it's basically just the pedal, just the clutch system, hydraulic or cable, and it just feels in its most natural raw form. But I would say Toyota's gearing it towards everyone. They want to make it as easy as possible, and really it just makes the clutch pedal feel extra soft. But in my opinion, it's a little too soft. It's like buttery soft, like baby butt smooth soft. I mean, if you're learning how to drive and you just want to make it as easy as possible for feeling and not having to push much on your leg, then fine. If you have skinny legs or not a strong clutch leg, I can understand why they use that for beginners. But for other people that have been driving manual for a long time, this clutch pedal feels really soft. Like it's almost very numbing. Kind of like how newer cars of today that have electric steering racks, you can't feel any feeling through the steering wheel when you're going over a bumpy road or you turn in and tire feedback is non-existent. It's kind of the same thing, but through the clutch pedal. And for the longest time, I thought it was just me, but I realized that over and over again, trying to get used to where that friction zone was, I have really hard time doing it, and I realize it's the assist spring. So I've been postponing this for a long time, but I've read a lot of testimonials and seen people's videos actually do it, and they said that it makes a night and day difference as far as feel. It's a lot more consistent as far as where you can feel the engagement point of the clutch, and that's what I'm used to. Quite honestly, a lot of my older cars are very much the same thing. So I figured, for the longest time I thought it was just the clutch system itself. It's actually just a spring. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that, and we'll get right into it. Alright, I want to get you a close-up view. So I'm in the footwell under the steering wheel. I had to crawl up under here. So basically, what you're going to be looking at is, see that spring all the way there? That's what I'm going to remove. Some companies have made springs that are just thinner and lighter, if you will, a less heavy spring, so you get more of a feel. But in my opinion, I just don't think it needs to be there. So I'm going to go ahead and straight up just take it off and see how it feels initially. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm going to get a few tools, and then I'll pop that thing out. Alright, so I got a few of these tools here. Basically, I'm going to use this guy out of the right. There's a clip that's holding this metal pin in place that keeps the spring in place, so you have to break that clip loose. Other people use a different variety of pins and maybe even flatheads, but this is the skinniest guy that I have. A pick would even work well too. Try to get that thing removed. And then once that clip is removed, then you can push the rod out. The rod might need a little bit of persuasion, so I got a flathead here, to a bigger one. Push that out. And the hammer, because I've seen some people can't get it loose, so you just gotta knock it loose, give it a little persuasion, and that pin should pop right out, getting the spring out of place as well. Yeah, my floor mats are dirty. You can see I have my bright ass LED light towel. Those are the pedals. I'm gonna go ahead and place this here so you can see it while I do this. As you can see, the spring is an assist, pushing this pedal back after pressing it back in. Give you a close-up shot of what that looks like. There is grease up here. trying to reach that clip, it might be a little covered, so I just grabbed a napkin and we're literally just rubbing and trying my best to get all of that grease off of it, which it looks like I did. Let's see, so now go ahead and push this pin out. Alright, so the clip came out. Let's see, it's very tiny. Let's see if I can get you in the light there. There you go. There's a clip, so it's now removed. And next, I want to get that pin that's holding it in. So you can see this guy here. Let's try a different approach. The only downfall of being in this tight space is if you're a little older, you got some back problems, or both. It's definitely a funky space to be, but you're just gonna have to make it work somehow. Yeah, find a longer one. See if I can get this screwdriver in here in such a way, and hammer, so I can try to knock it loose. Just needs to be long enough. I hope that it works. There it goes. Whoops. Alright, so I pushed it in. Now on the other side, probably actually grab it with a needle nose plier. There's one more accessory I found after the fact that might work. It takes a little more manipulation. And there it is. So that's that pin that was being held in. So that clip held the pin in place. With the pin out, that holds the spring in place. And now with the pin out, I can try to pop this spring out of place. We'll figure this out. I think it's a one piece. Might be able to push it back. Let's see. Alright. I think I'm going to use this flathead and hammer to knock it loose. So here we go. Get myself situated here. There it is. Alright. Grab this guy. Just fell apart a little bit. Okay. Get some light on here. So you got the spring sitting inside of this guy. And there you go. It's removed. See how this feels. Yep. feels a hell of a lot more firmer, and that's just with my hand. Alright, there it is. Basically that was the pin that was holding in, I should say clip, that was holding in the pin, that was holding in the spring assembly. You can see this is a pretty beefy spring. Like, I can barely compress that with just my fingers, but that really adds the assist of when you release the clutch, it just wants to retract like that. So I'm personally just going to run it without a spring, mainly because I don't think it's necessary. But I want the most purest feel to the clutch as possible with this car. So no assist, no help, just straight pedal, your left leg. And I'm going to go for a drive and see how it feels. So I can immediately feel the difference. Now, it's not like it's a tremendous feel, like you're not going to feel 10 more pounds on your left foot, but even just that extra bit of resistance gone from the spring, you can actually feel it push back on your foot just a little bit more. And it feels a little bit more, I guess, mechanical, less numb, a little bit more direct. I'm going to try and maneuver this car a little bit. Oh yeah. It definitely feels a lot different. So right now what I'm feeling is the clutch engagement even more so through the foot. Imagine if you were wearing a condom. Different feel without it. Sorry, I'll keep it PG. But basically, you can really feel the difference in engagement. It's so much more connected to your foot, the pedal to the car, and I can actually feel a little bit more friction when I'm feathering the clutch, just going in between different gears. Right now I'm just simply parking the car in the garage, but even then I can feel that difference here. Okay, I like it. So the testimonials are correct. I think you definitely have much more engagement and feel through the pedal without the spring. I personally don't think you need to add an aftermarket spring. I don't think it's worth it. Just remove your spring outright and you're going to feel so much more connected, I guess, to the clutch system. And it really just takes away that numbing layer from the spring. The spring just added that slight removal from engagement of the clutch. Now you're going to feel it as much as you possibly can without any barrier in between. So I give it a thumbs up. I think it's worth it. It took me 5 minutes, maybe 10, because I had to figure out which tool I was going to use and maneuver in this weird wheel well upside down in different areas. But other than that, so actual 5 minutes of removal with the right tools, and I think it's worth it. So it's free, it's easy, and you get a lot more engagement. So definitely worth it, in case you're wondering. So I just came back from a drive. I actually just took it to the car wash to get it washed, and honestly, it feels better. So a couple things I noticed with the testimonial, because there's a couple variations of how it feels. When I press down on this clutch pedal, so when I physically press down and then back off, it literally doesn't have that spring action pushing back, obviously, because I took that spring out. But I do feel the engagement point better. I can slip the clutch with a little bit more feel and a sense as to when it's actually grabbing or releasing. If I want to just dump the clutch fast, I can actually feel that a little bit better versus, before it was a little bit numb, like watered down, mainly because that spring behaved as a buffer between every clutch in and clutch out and shift. So I would say some of the reasons that people put that aftermarket spring, that's a softer spring, sure, but it allows you to get that pedal pushed back all the way. If you really want that, fine, that's on you. But me personally, I don't think it's worth getting if that doesn't bother you. And again, it's just a little bit of pedal feel. It doesn't spring back. It's a lot less stiff than what it was before because obviously the spring is not there. Just that initial touch of the pedal. But overall, you get a better feel of engagement when driving this manual car. So, in my opinion, if you want better engagement, you want more feel, take it out. And honestly, I don't think I could justify buying an aftermarket spring. I don't think it's worth it, but that's just my opinion. But overall, that is an improvement. So that's my testimonial. It's a free mod. You want a little bit more sense of just the raw clutch feel, I would do it. Those are my 2 cents. So in conclusion, I think it's worth it. Remove it. Don't put anything in its place. I think it'll be fine. I hope you found this useful. Maybe for you guys that just want a little bit more direct feel when driving with the clutch. Easy mod. Took me 5 minutes of actual work. Another 5 to figure out which tools to use. Other than that, 15 minutes overall, let's just say, if you need to find a spot to do it in. Quick and easy, 2 thumbs up for me. Thanks for watching, guys.